viewer and his wife, Jamie Jones and Laura. They actually came by and they were so nice and they were very kind, and they were nice enough to actually give me these wheels to try on my Duster. These are 14 by 8 or 8.5. I can't remember what he told me, but I haven't actually measured these things. He gave these to me. He had them on a car, and they're 4-inch bolt pattern, just like the Duster is. They're super wide, and I want to actually try these on the front because I think I can actually make these things work. And he also dropped this radiator off here, which I believe he said came out of his Dart. So shout out to Jamie and Laura. Thank you guys so much. Everybody go down in the comment section and write thank you Jamie and Laura, because they are super awesome people and they were very kind and they helped me out a huge way with these wheels. It looks so good. Everything's great on it, except when you turn the tire at full lock to the right, it comes in contact with this corner right here. So what I'm going to do, if I'm going to make some of you guys mad, I'm going to take and just run straight down. As you can see, there's my cut. All I did was take this corner right here and just go in and go back out. So I really didn't take much out. So hopefully I didn't make anybody mad too much, but basically I'll come back and clean this up really nice, hit it with a little bit of black so it doesn't rust, and I think it'll be okay. Now this is serious, guys. Check this out. Now the only reason I have 4 lug nuts on there is because whenever I went to buy some, they actually only came in a pack of 4, which I think is kind of weird, but I guess that's just because most new cars come with 4 lug nuts. But check out how much this thing sticks out. I was not expecting that much. I absolutely love the way that looks. Man, that looks good. That's pretty much 70s right there. Love that. So these wheels look incredible, and I love how wide these things are. The only problem is right now is the fact that I've actually got to trim a little bit on the back here. If you look, I actually bent some of it back on accident. Zoom in on that. You can see right there. I just got to have a line marked here. You probably can't see it. Well, yeah, you can. I'm just going to take and trim that little excess corner there. And the thing about it, I'm not going to hurt anything structurally. You know, all that's going to be, like the bolt itself will still be intact. I'm not going to hurt any of that. It's just going to be taking the excess trim and the sheet metal off. That way these tires can turn fully, because they don't hit on the top here, so I don't have to make any kind of adjustments to my wheel lip. They only hit in the front and rear, and as you saw already, I've already trimmed the front, and honestly, if you walked up to this car and just looked, you'd never even notice it. So I'm not worried about that, and I think that these wheels look super good, so I'm going to try and make these work. But the thing is, I'm going to wait and do that until after I get them polished and then get a matching set for the rear. Now I'm going to go and buy new ones for the rear, but those will be even wider than the ones on the front. So in case you guys didn't know and haven't seen in my intro, this is my 1965 Chrysler Newport that I converted into a police car. The past 6 months has been sitting because of a bad transmission, so I'm about to actually take the transmission out and put our transmission back in it. Look how dirty this thing is. Alright, the pan is on the new transmission. I've got the other transmission draining right now. I took the pan off of it. This is actually the pan that was on the old one, mainly because the other one had some surface rust in it and I didn't really like the way that looked. I was kind of worried that might get worse. So, just went ahead and took the better pan of the two, put it onto this one, and I've got the transmission currently draining right now. I'll show it to you. It's pretty much done by now, but as you can see, it's just dripping and whatnot. I'm going to let it go as long as I can, put the old pan back on, and then continue taking it out. Here's just a little look at the old transmission. As you can see, it is coated with fluid, so I think something went wrong as far as gaskets or something. What I think happened is that it ran out of fluid just enough to where it was able to burn up the clutches inside the transmission, and which caused it to not pull anymore. The reason I think that is because not a whole lot of fluid came out of this thing whenever I drained it. The biggest issue about this car was that it had no reverse. So let's go ahead and test it. That didn't sound good. I don't think the starter's disengaging. Alright guys, so the cop car transmission is perfectly fine. It shifts in all 3 gears. I've got a couple of leaks that I need to figure out. I know what they are, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go ahead and have to sort that out, but I'm going to do that later. I didn't film a lot, mainly because you guys have already seen me change the transmission in this car before. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch that video. It's more in depth as far as what I had to do to change it, but basically transmission's fine, car drives fine. But what I want to show you that's new is these 2 lights here. So you've noticed that the grill is completely gone in this thing, and pretty much what I've done is these two lights that I found. I actually showed you guys before, and I'll show you again. These are called Graycon 9500 series. So basically what I've done here, I've just mocked it up to see how it would look. And I'll have to like position them separately at another time. But anyways, basically I've just rigged up my lighting to see if all the lighting works and make sure it looks good. And it's pretty even. I like the way that they look. And what I'm going to do, I've ordered a relay that'll make them flash in an alternate pattern. So one will flash, so like this one will flash, go off. This one will flash, go off. So they'll go back and forth, back and forth. So what I'm going to do while I wait for that relay to come in, I'm going to make sure my wiring is good and then go ahead and tint these red. I'm going to do it the same exact way that I did my dome. And basically what I'm going to do is wire all three of these into the same switch. That way they'll all flip on at the same time. I did 3 coats with a nightshade tint. I'm going to let these sit overnight and then I'll show you guys what they look like tomorrow. You like them, Repo? I think he likes them. So this sweet little deal right here is going to make our lights alternate when they flash. One's going to come on, the other one goes off, and back and forth while the switch is on. Basically that's called wig-wag. So we'll go ahead and open this up. So basically this is just a relay that will flash one, flash the other. Don't know which one's the power. I think this is the power. And then this one will flash and this one will go back and forth. Then there's your ground. So if you guys are interested in something like this, I will leave the link in the description and I will show you how it works. And I'm going to go ahead, throw this in the car and get it all wired up. So basically I just ran wires just to see exactly how I need to run it and basically just figure out how everything works. So kind of ignore all this janky wiring here we've got. But basically what you do, you run your power to the X there. Let me focus on it. As you can see, I got my yellow wire running to the battery. Then you run your ground, and then each of these are your power wires that go to each light, and then each light is individually ground. So let me go ahead and put this on, and there you have it. Pretty simple, easy to do. Now all I have to do is go ahead and mount our relay and then hide all of our wiring. And simple as that, we've got our lights wired up. Everything is already put into place and it goes on with our dome light. Very simple. I'll show you how I kind of did it. So basically all I did was run a wire up from the back side of the light up into here where it's mounted. And very simple to screw that in. Then I had the power wire running up and through here on both sides. And then you have both power wires going straight to the relay. And I'm going to mount that in a better way besides a zip tie later on. I want to go ahead back and tape all this up, but I don't have any electrical tape on me. Then I ran the wire up to the firewall through a hole that I already had. Then wired it into my switch here that I have. I have a push button that works my siren and then a toggle switch that works the lights. Hear the lights come on and then the siren. And these only work when the key is actually on, so you can't sit here and run the battery down on accident. And now all that's left is for me to put my grill back in and clean up the mess that I made here. And there it is, all installed. I'm going to go take it around the block just to let it warm up and show you guys how the transmission shifts and everything. But I absolutely love the way that these lights look. I like the fact that when they're off, you really can't tell that they're there. And then whenever you hit the lights, both of them come on. I think that's going to look awesome whenever I actually go to like a car show or something and hit the switch. If you guys don't remember, this is actually the shifter that came out of an RV. Basically what we did was take some blocks of wood and make it work. We wedged it between the seat and the firewall there just for a temporary thing, but then I ended up using it for a good while. I've actually got another shifter. I think it's for a Mustang, basically mount the floor, since basically you need a cable operated shifter for this to work, and I don't have any of that, but eventually I'd like to make this work again. But anyways, that's besides the point. Pretty much this is just for temporary, but it works and everything. So I'm going to show you guys how reverse works so much better compared to what it did. And here's reverse. And there we go. Basically before I had to feather the throttle just to even make it move. So you could really tell that the clutches were really burnt up in that one. But these are actually way better. So let's go ahead, go down to drive. And we've got forward. Okay, from a dead stop. There's second. And there's third. Simple as that. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully this one made sense because it was kind of over the course of a week or so. So hopefully I can put it together in a sensible fashion. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have any questions for me. Go down to the description below. Get yourself a t-shirt and a sticker with the logo on it. If you want your car to be featured at the end, don't forget to send me an email at the very end of the video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.